because look at this, black people support you, but they won't really support you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if Brandon, a white person had my back way before a damn black person had my back.
And what? That's kind of true.
Here's a story.
Have your back. Go ahead.
Here's a true story. It's a Firestone 3 miles from where I live at.
Mm-hmm.
I went there. I said, man, I got some bad tires. I think it's a manufacturer defect.
Mm-hmm.
The man said, okay, I'll look at them. Okay. Yeah, man, you can replace these tires for six. We give you some new ones for $600.
Uh-huh.
I said, man, it's a manufacturer defect and I'm still in warranty. He said, yeah, we'll replace it for black man. We'll replace it for $600. I called the other Firestone 30 miles away, white guy. He said, oh, well, come down here. Let me take a look at them. He replaced all my tires just for the labor.
Right.
So I just had to pay for labor and not the tires.
Right.
So $600 versus $100 and something dollars. The black man said I could do it for $600. White
man said, did he even look it up? Did he ask his manager? Did he do any of that kind of stuff? He just
which one?
The black guy.
They both went out there, looked at them, looked at the tires.
But I'm just saying, did the black guy check? You know how you just know
he don't have to check. He's a manager. He can approve it or not approve it. Okay. It's probably he didn't want to do the damn paperwork or they needed some money.
Yeah, I got.
And then watch this. Then I said, let me give these jokers a second shot. I took my Lincoln LS up there. I said, I need to get an oil change. Man, black guy looked at it. You need synthetic oil for this car. I said, man, I don't need no synthetic oil. Yeah, it says right here. Then I said, man, when this car came out, synthetic oil wasn't even invented yet. so that put a bad taste in my mouth. So I drove 30 miles, went to the white man to get it done.
Yeah.
So sometimes black people don't look out for black people. A lot of time.
And it's something I was kind of talking last time I got my oil change. I was talking to the guy about synthetic oil, and he was just saying, like, yeah, the only difference is one of the biggest differences, synthetic oil will last longer in your engine, so you don't have to get an oil change as often. Like, you can still put regular oil in over synthetic oil. It's just you have to change it faster. Is that a true statement?
Synthetic oil typically does last longer in test results.
Mm-hmm.
So by scientific tests, it'll last longer. But with my cheap ass Hyundai, if I put that synthetic oil, it's so slippery, it's so small, it will burn up that shit quicker. It slide past the rains, it burn up quicker. So I used to use synthetic in my Hyundai, but I now switched down to conventional because my conventional will last a little longer. Instead of putting 2 quarts between oil changes, instead of putting 3 quarts between oil changes, now I can put 1 and 1.5.
I got you.
But conventional is supposed to last longer, but don't fall for those gimmicks, man.
Yeah, and it's all marketing. They're just trying to get money out of you. But go ahead.
Toyota has a recommended oil change now for like 10,000 miles synthetic.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching a YouTube video. A guy changes oil per Toyota standards every 10,000 miles. Engine wore out in 170,000 miles, Brady.
What do you mean, like wore out? Just it was done?
Well, it started burning up oil a lot.
Oh,
so it had a lot of wear.
I got you.
And they took the engine apart, and they said this wear was created by not changing your oil often.
Regularly. Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm.
So that 10,000 miles is some bullshit they trying to sell people, but you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Because just think about it. You got an oil filter, right? It don't catch everything. And over time, your oil kind of wears out. So next thing you know, you be having small pieces of metal flying around your engine, creating friction, and it's going to wear out. And the only way to get that out is a oil change.
Mm-hmm.
So don't change your oil. Brent, how often do you change? What's your mileage of your oil now?
How often do I change it?
Well,
what's my mileage on my truck?
Well, how do you change your oil? When do
I
you
go
know that you need to change it?
well, the truck I have, it has like the sensor. It'll tell you when you need the oil change, and when you get a change, it reset. I think it's on like 5,000 miles. So every 5,000 miles, you get your oil change.
And that's the Kia.
Yeah, the Kia. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it. I got the bad engine. I got the engine Eric had that burned up, that my cousin had that burned up.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy on our channel left a comment talking about, I didn't know Kia had no problems. I worked for Kia 2.5 years. Well, you just a dumb motherfucker. That's what you is.
Right. How do you? Because I know about the recalls Kia has, because I had an Optima. I mean, and Hyundai too. All of them really have the fire situation where they're just catching on fire. So it's been a lot of recalls.
Yeah, he told I ain't know about. Oh,
well, you lying. Either you don't work there or you just lying. One of the two.
Well, and guess what? This is what they teach the people at Kia. I don't know what you're talking about. It ain't true. I got the paperwork that says a lawsuit happened, and here's the settlement.
Oh yeah. Mm.
And I'm telling. And look at this, Brandon, black man. I got this black man at the Hyundai dealership. I said, man, I checked my oil, and I'm using a lot of oil. They went down there, black guy. You ain't losing nothing. This is normal. It's normal using 5 quarts between oil changes. Right. It's normal to use that.
So what do you think it is? It's just lazy, don't care, just
who? Which one? Who?
The black dude. The black, what's your experience?
Two things. Hyundai makes bad shit, and those bad people fuck them South Korean company because they scam people out of all. They sell millions of cars with bad engines, and they did it for damn 7 years in a row, Brandon.
Right.
So F them guys. You can suck a dick and die on one too. And those black guys, I don't know, man. I guess they see, when black people see another black person, they always got that resistance for some reason.
Yeah.
And and hating them stuff.
It's like a train kind of thing. Like that mindset, like you just always in competition. When we're not really in competition, like we should be helping each other out. You should be trying to give me a deal. Because if I see you coming in and I have an establishment or I'm working somewhere, I'm going to be trying to help you. That's what I'm supposed to be doing anyway.
I don't want to say give me a deal.
But
just
that's what I'm saying.
Do what you're supposed to do. Be fair.
And they can't even do that 9 times out of 10.
If you got a guy come in there talking about manufacturer defects on a tire,
right?
This guy may know what the hell he talking about.
He looked it up, right? But it's like, no, they don't want to be wrong, or they don't want you to feel like you know more than them, or you overstepping your boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I looked up, and with the warranty, I looked up the dates. You got like 5 years. Like tires got thread warranty. You actually got a warranty on the quality of the craftsmanship for like 5 years.
Yeah, and it should be
from the manufacturer. See, most people don't know that from the manufacturer date. So these tires I bought was 4 years old, Brandon. All the treads still on there, but cracking all on the sides of the damn around the real well.
Right. And something's going on.
But yeah, I had to go to the white man. He got me right. Black man tried to charge me $500 extra. But it'd be like that.
But that's what I don't understand about our channel and some of our comments sometimes. It's like, if you look at the majority of our content, it's not like we just slamming white people or going at them. We're pretty fair, if you ask me. Like, I know a lot of people like to stay away from certain topics or don't say what's really going on, but we really like to be real and be like, no, I don't agree with what we're doing to our own people. And we have a problem buying crab legs or Jordans. Like you don't see a lot of people saying that kind of stuff when we all know what the truth is.
And we don't even say white people. I don't really say white people because that's being too direct. I say the majority. If you but if you know what the majority means, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So
but that made me think, like, is that being offensive? Like if I say white people or black people do this, or if I was watching a white person on YouTube and they were like, well, this is what the black people do. I don't think we should be jumping in our feelings about every little thing, especially if somebody's being honest and being open about how they feel.
I just take some people feelings in considerations. So I say majority. So if you don't know who's the majority in America is, you don't even need to be watching this channel.
Well, speaking of a majority and
teaching, look at that teaching with the shit with the man.
What is
I
that?
ain't saying nothing. Teaching, look at that teaching with the shit with the man.
What is
I ain't
that?
saying nothing. Teaching, look at that teaching with the shit with the man.
What is
I ain't
that?
saying nothing. Teaching, look at that teaching with the shit with the man.
What is
I ain't
that?
saying nothing.